Good morning.
And probably do like a quarterly online publication. Just sell it with Amazon.
Okay, I want to welcome everyone to the 15th social media breakfast. For a change of scenery from our usual venue, we're here at Melrose Place on this balmy Friday morning. Right off the bat, I would really like to thank Melrose Place for hosting the social media breakfast, for providing the space, and as well as the breakfast. So I would like to give a round of applause for Melrose Place. I would also like to thank Genome Alberta, Marketwire, Sysomos, and Mickey Design for helping to organize the social media breakfast behind the scenes and helping to promote the event. Who is here for the first time at the social media breakfast? Okay, yeah, we've got quite a few people here for the first time. I think the change of venue really helps because traditionally we're holding it in the Deep South, which is not accessible to a lot of people. So one of the things we're hoping to do with the social media breakfast going forward is rotate the locations, and that's why we're always looking for sponsors, both on the location side and with the food. So what social media breakfast is all about, it's an event that was started a few years back in Minneapolis and has since grown across every major city in North America and has actually even left the continent. And it's really a platform just to get people talking about social media in the business and nonprofit environments. The ultimate objective is really for people to kind of build a community around social media, share our battle scars, share what we've learned in applying social media, and really get educated about what some of the new trends are through the use of speakers. Typically, the format that we follow is what you've seen so far. Is we start off with a little bit of a networking. We encourage everybody to kind of get to know each other so that we can to foster building of a community around this, and followed by a brief presentation, and then followed by another networking event. So the way we've set up the social media breakfast is we have a group of people behind us, helping us and organizing all the aspects. So there's myself. Oh, I should have probably introduced myself right at the beginning. I just realized. Until I see that my name up there, I'm just so used to doing this, I just forget. Sorry. My name is Alex Boda. I'm the managing director at Mickey Design. Mike Spear, Mike's Gene on Twitter, Roger Condratt, Amanda Machette, Don McTaggart, Eric, and John Bardos. That's our. These are the people in the background that are making this event possible. And now that you kind of know us, I'm going to use this opportunity to let everybody introduce themselves. So I'm going to just walk around the room with the mic, and there we go.
You can start with me. I'm Mike Spear with Genome Alberta, and I'm at Mike's Gene up there. Hi, I'm Raj. I'm here for the food.
Well, can't be honest here.
Hi, my name is Ariel Land, and I'm actually a student at Melrose for marketing.
Hi, I'm Amy. I'm with Calgary Bikers Baseball. I'm Melissa Davies, and I'm also with the Calgary Bikers.
My name's Brody. I'm with the Calgary Bikers as well.
My name's Chelsea, and I'm a student at Melrose.
I'm Darla Marshall, and I'm a mortgage associate.
I'm Amy Liggett, and I'm parties for Lee's.
Good morning. I'm Stacey Berlin, and I'm at Alberta Buzz.
I'm Jillian Gora, and I'm with Trigger Communications.
Wendy Peters with Guild Calgary.
Lynn Peters, PR.
I'm Matt Ola with Andrew Marketing. I'm Jeff Nelson. I'm G. Jeff Nelson.
Pooja Thakur with Community Public Affairs. I'm Irene Cito, and you can find me at Hey Cito.
I'm Mary Edwards with Calgary Economic Development.
I'm Phil Montano, CGA, studying in practice.
Joshua Tag with Mortgages for Less.
Miranda Holman, also with Mortgages for Less.
Melissa Colodi with Watermark Advertising.
Jay Leishman, Watermark Advertising.
Watermark Advertising.
Tony Carter,
Hi, Tracy Atlas, Social Media Services with Ecopia.
Mark Parisi with Operation Eyesight Universal. Jason Down with 50 Universe.
Amy Amako with Operations.
my name is Gillian Johnson, I'm with Urban Lights.
Rob Pittman, also with Urban Items.
Tara, Marketing Consultant.
Connie Waddell, Dundee Developments.
Pat Lothrop with Diamond Willow Artisan Retreat.
Chris Kuna, new media marketing consultant with Kuna Consulting.
Sarah Kuna, also with Kuna Consulting.
Hi there, I'm Sean Phillips from Riverwood Photography, Riverwood Photo on Twitter.
Alana Dice, I'm with Great Western News.
Jay Cloutier with Market Water Sysmos at Cloots.
David Wald with Gogo Inc.
I'm Matt Brown, backing it.
Morning, my name is Bethany Wall. I work with Call Child and Family Services, and I'm up on Twitter at Bethany A. Wall.
Hello, Catherine handles Calgary Sprinkles and Calgary Networks.
Rose, Arcade Business Solutions.
Ricky Love, mortgage expert with Centrum Strategic Mortgages.
Joy Niche with Canada Strategic Financial, Joy Niche on Twitter.
Sandra Slavko, PR Consultant.
John Smiley, blogging at MrYYC.com.
Yes, tricky as opposed to the usual, oh yeah, see, that's the problem, is in at the previous location we were, everything was in rows, so it was easy to keep track. Here I have to make sure, okay, did I talk to everyone yet or no?
My name is Sebastian. You can find me on Twitter as HangerCat, and we're on stream live on Ustream, eh?
Oh, that's awesome, thank you.
Cindy Blanc with Encore Realty.
Green Petty, I'm an architect and interior designer.
Maybe Best Red Deer Property Rentals.
I'm Hillside Mike and Kawinda YYC. I'm Dana Johnson with Investors Group, and I'm called Dana.
Morning, I'm Warren, I'm with Rev Social.
George Daly, Rev Social.
Cynthia Williams, I'm with Communications International. I'm Creative Cynthia.
Doug Griffiths, I'm an MLA, Griff MLA on Twitter. Grayson WMS Communications, Steve Harrow.
My name's Aaron Miller, and I'm not actually on Twitter yet, so I'm hoping to learn from you people today by virtue of osmosis. So teach me.
That's awesome, thank you for admitting that. It takes a big man to admit your that. We'll help you through this. Non-Computers Anonymous.
I'm Marjorie Single with Data Hive.
I'm Lindsay, I tweet at Lindsay-matic, and I'm Western Sea.
I'm Judy Rammer of Anaheim. Casey Pierce, the Canadian Sports Centre Calgary, Twitter handle CSC Calgary.
I'm Karen Franco from Volunteer Calgary at Volunteer Calgary. Natalie Houghton with Calgary News Home Trader.
I'm with Loop Advertising.
Hi, Craig LeBrand, Flip Advertising.
Emily McCann with Loop Advertising.
Allison Boucher with Siteworks.
Marie Hermanson with Century 21.
Mindy Than, Century 21.
Thank you. And welcome everyone. Thank you again for joining us at the 15th Social Media Breakfast. Did I miss anyone? I tried to make sure that I got everyone. Good. Awesome. Thank you. Now, as I mentioned earlier, and as we mentioned in previous breakfast, we always look for locations and sponsors for both the food and the location. So if you have any ideas, or if you have any locations that you could help us out with, then please contact myself, or you see John walking around in the room. Just please let us know. Also, we always look for speakers and presenters. If you want to present, or if you know anyone that could contribute to the social media breakfast, please contact Chet at Chet12. Also, if you have any ideas about topics that you want to see covered, we're always open to ideas. We want to make this event both fun and educational. So. And also, I'm going to mention, for those that are going to be in Edmonton next Friday, we're hosting the third social media breakfast up in Edmonton. And now that's all I have to say. And I'm going to introduce Christina Greenway, who is a social marketing manager for francomedia.com. Please give her a warm welcome.
Thanks everyone. I'm just going to set up my presentation here. Give me a second. So I'm Christina Greenway at Office Assist. I work for Franco Media, which is a marketing company. There we go. Oh, before I start, I have to do this. Excuse me, but it is the social media. So there's my daughter. It's her 3rd birthday today. So happy birthday. Let me just get this on full screen. So they asked me to come here today to talk to you about creative uses of social media. And I think we have a pretty good example of that is something we did. So, and for most of you, except for one in the room here, you know what this is. So there's this hashtag you can follow. I think there's also at SMByyc and then number 15 has a hashtag. So social media, that's why we're all here today. Generally, there's, the standard social media, what you see, sort of the Facebook, the Blogger, the LinkedIn, Twitter and YouTube. It's a way for people to interact with each other, which is great, a lot better than what we've had in the past. It stimulates conversations and communications, even inspires community. So social media is a way for us all to get more into the conversation and create that. But now with all that communication and everything happening, what's actually standing out? It's hard to stand out in the social media, in the graph, and the feeds and everything like that. So what actually gets noticed? Do you notice when somebody is complaining about their cup of coffee in the morning or lack thereof, which I did the other day? Is it really, pertaining to your life that's getting noticed, or are there other things that are actually standing out and getting noticed? So let's look at Twitter for a second. For Twitter? Yeah. I have to keep looking. Okay, yeah. We will educate you by the end of this, yeah. If you look at the top 100 Twitter people with the number of followers, they consist mainly of celebrities and news and entertainment, but a lot of celebrities. So celebrities in themselves are characters that we follow, that we aspire to be or meet or whatever. But speaking of characters, has anybody heard of this character? Should my dad says, I hope this is okay if I swear. Raise the hands, who's heard of this Twitter handle? Well, probably most of you who are on Twitter have, because he's got, 2 million followers, okay? So this is one of the Twitter-born successes that you've seen out there or have been noticed. And he's a character, he's created this. Is it real? It's certainly believable. I mean, my grandpa or my father may have come up with some of this stuff. If it wasn't real, would it matter? They've created a personality, the drunk Hulk. Does anyone know who the drunk Hulk is? The guys in my office, of course, do. With with 72,000 followers, he's done something similar in creating a character, a personality, something a little bit different beyond the norm. It's fantasy, but there's actually someone behind it. There's a personality there. So I had to include some of this so you guys could have a good laugh on some of the interesting. I won't read some of them out because they're, I don't know if I'll get in trouble. But you can see what they've done here. They've created a great way for people to interact, and just it's something out of the norm. It's entertainment, it's personality, it's all of that things brought together, and obviously it's working for them. So let's look at Facebook for a second here. And when you look at the top 10 pages out there, a number of fans, you'll see again that there's the celebrity aspect. Now the interesting thing is here is we have brand celebrities as well as celebrities themselves. So that's an interesting observation with Facebook. On the upcoming pages, you'll see more and more brands are taking the stage with their growth, their daily fan growth. So it's interesting to look at them and to see what they're doing and to see how they're achieving those results and what kind of campaigns that they're working on to become one of those fastest growing. What are they doing to create their brand, their personality, their characters? And of course, when we talk about Facebook, we cannot forget about the apps, because obviously the apps are where it's at with, 26 million fans for Farmville and 51 million monthly active users. And Cityville, I don't know if I'd even heard of Cityville before, but I should have, with 91 million people actively playing it on any given month. Unbelievable. So what are they doing? They're creating an experience for people. They're engaging them in a fact where you become the character, essentially, in this world that they've created. Social media allows us to become modern-day storytellers. It allows us to bring in facts, fiction, engage you, and create. My ears. Apparently I can't talk.
Yeah. Try it again.
Oh, this is scary. Ears popped. All right, are we safe? What do you think?
Close to the speaker. So I'll just try it.
Okay, I'll come over here. All right. Testing. It's quieter. Hello? Whoa. Sorry, guys. All right.
Wendy.
I'll go back. Okay. So social media allows us to become modern-day storytellers. Maybe I'll come over here. To my mouth.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay. It allows us to create character. Hello?
I think it's the speaker back there that's giving you trouble.
Yeah, you gotta get away from that.
Reverb.
Over here? Is that good? Sorry, guys. So it allows us to create a story. With the story we created last year, we started with a book. Now, with a traditional book, you're bound by so many things. You're literally bound. But with distribution, with the interaction, with everything you can experience through a book, although you have a lot of imagination in the story itself, beyond that, there's not much. And traditionally, there hasn't been too much. So what we did is we took this book and we digitized it. And it allowed us to create so many more options once we had that ability to do that. So digital allows you to, with options, and social media brings in just endless options that you can do now, and with the story itself. So going back to the story, we had, obviously we created a Facebook page. We started with a landing page on the site, then we created a Facebook page. And what we discovered quickly was we actually set up a forum. We wanted people to interact about the story, discuss the story, and Facebook was obviously in that discussion. But what we discovered was, with the traditional forum setup, was it was another place for people to log in. It was another place for people to, another action to take. So we brought it all back into Facebook and let the users sort of be in a comfortable place and interacted somewhere where they were comfortable with, that they didn't allow a login. And that's one of the beauties of really that Facebook allows, and why they're gaining so much power. So having that discussion ability and that way for fans to interact was key in that presentation. So in our discovery session, it was great because we got to sort of dream, and we said, well, what if the companies in the book were actually real? What if we could make them real, you know, or look real at least to the audience? So we did. We had websites for all of the companies. We even translated that one into Russian. So if you go there, it's a Russian homepage and it translates into English. There's contact forms on all the site. The ones there have LinkedIn profiles because there's people that worked in them. There's a radio station. So it was a fantastic experience of creation and options and what we could create. Then we started saying, well, what if the characters could blog? What if we could video some of this? And what if they could respond to readers? What if they had a blog and responded to readers? And so we did. So that was pretty cool. What if the characters themselves were real, or in the social media world? What if they actually had profiles that they could, you know, create and interact? So we did. All the main characters that were in the book that could access the internet, that had the potential of accessing the internet, were set up appropriately as per what their profile demanded. So for example, we had Russell. He was a reporter who got stationed in Afghanistan for an NBC special series he was doing. He was obviously one of our most connected people. He had a Facebook profile where he could say goodbye to his wife as he was leaving on the plane. He could, you know, connect with his professionals on LinkedIn. Obviously YouTube, he was a video journalist, so he got to broadcast the shows when he was there. Blogging, he blogged about his trip even before he left. So even before he came into the story, his blog was active. And his Twitter account, of course. So we got to bring these characters to life. Carson, who's this guy, had a Facebook profile because, of course, his girlfriend made him set it up. And he would indulge her from time to time with a few updates. She was at home with cystic fibrosis and not working, so she was a little more social on Facebook and Twitter. And of course, Carson had a really rockin' LinkedIn profile. He is in high frequency trading in New York City. And I love this because as the process is going on, he actually got headhunted by Google. So I think I did a pretty good job setting that one up. So that was a lot of fun. So giving these characters personality and life and something beyond the story. These two boys at the end here are soldiers in the US Army in Afghanistan, so I got a lot of interesting requests, and I still do on their Facebook profile, as you can imagine, as two single guys would get. So we created what's called a transmedia experience. It's experience that transcends into something other, cross-media platforms. So it's a story told across multiple formats of media, transmedia experience. It sounds like a simple concept, but it really hasn't been done much. And I think with social media, as you can see, it really allows for that opportunity to happen, especially with all the tools we have available. So So let's look at the experience a little more detail so you guys sort of know what I'm talking about a little bit more. So as you came into the story, we had an online reader. You could click on the morning news and actually listen to the morning news for that day. We had voice talent that had experience in the radio industry, would record morning news segments included in the book and real life events that were happening at that time. So you could click and listen to that every day. You could click on every character's name if they had any sort of social media or any extended links, and actually go to visit their post and profile for that day and connect with them that way. At the end of every chapter too, you could go and you could discuss the chapter. That linked you directly to the Facebook discussion page. As well, you could explore with their company websites, the LinkedIn profiles, Facebook, etc. So it really allowed you to go beyond the story. And one thing I just want to mention here is that we were really trying to respect the reader experience as well. So although we created this fantastical sort of world outside of the book, people could just read through, and if they chose to, they could click and explore further as it suited them. And we found really positive feedback from that. So we weren't trying to intrude on their experience, but we were trying to enhance it. And as people got more and more into the story, they wanted to click on everything. They wanted more clicks. So it was an interesting evolution. So we have videos. I have a video here. This is a trailer that we created for the project. So I just wanted to play this because it gives you a nice overview. So hang on. There's no sound. There's really good music though. I can't do it. As you're watching this, we actually had a guitar player who played with the Scorpions, I think it was, do the soundtrack for this as well. So as it was released, the soundtrack on the book expanded, and you could play that as you read the book, and that consisted of the music that played behind all our trailers and things too. Music makes it so much better. It's one thing we forgot to check. So that gives you a little bit more of an overview, sort of an insight into the experience. Here's an example of the post that Nikki was doing. So before she even started, before the story started, we had posted pictures from her vacation to some sunny tropical location that I wish I was at right now. And it was interesting because she actually suffered with cystic fibrosis. So we got questions like, well, how could she go scuba diving with cystic fibrosis and things like that. So it was interesting because people were learning, and we were learning as we went. You can actually go diving with cystic fibrosis, so we were good, but it was interesting to see what's happened. Pictures. Pictures were one of the things that stimulated conversation and comments and likes. So again, we had pictures from Nikki's own personal profile, or that she was tagged in. And we also had pictures that we posted on the Facebook page. And it was great because we were posting pictures as it was a story. It was released day by day, this story. And so we could post pictures from where the characters were at that day. We posted pictures from the stadium they visited or the hotel they were at. That is actually the picture of Nikki and Carson's New York apartment. It's an actual location. It's their actual front door. They're not actually real people, but that's where the characters live. So it was a great experience, and that was one of the things that really intrigued people. When Mr. Fleming went on holiday to some tropical resort, we made everybody jealous with the pictures we posted of his villa. So we even had prizes. And again, we got a lot of questions. Are these real? Can I really win these prizes? But yes, people actually won. We had daily prizes through our radio station because, of course, a radio station does prizes and daily giveaways. So So that was a great way. Plus, it was great for us too because we collected more names that way on our entry forms. Another way we got to interact with people and bring it to them was the characters for the people that had pre-registered. We sent them out postcards from New York City from the characters themselves. So it was another touch point with people from the characters and sort of extending that experience. So we had the experience across all these different platforms touching a lot of different people. So we really, for the average reader, for what you can do, if you think about the traditional book, how much we could expand it using all these different means. What do you think? Pretty cool? Kind of cool? Yeah? Cool. Awesome. I thought it was pretty cool. I was happy to be involved. So far we've won an AVA award for it, the project, which is great. We got headhunted by Google, which I had to bring up again because I think that's just too cool. And we were one of the actual first books on iTunes with embedded media, meaning that we had video embedded in our iTunes, in the iBook. So that's a big accomplishment of mine. They actually announced it and we got on the next day. So that was great. So we were one of the first. So when you look at the overall transmedia experience, sort of what it entails. But again, what really stands out? How do you make yourself stand out in that? So what we did was we created an experience. We built around the characters. And that's really what our experience consisted of, these characters. We built an experience based on these characters. So what about the future? What do I see happening? Because that's happening right now. Farmville, they've created an experience. They've allowed you to be a character. There is engagement from brands. They're becoming characters. Skittles has, it's like, I have my stats over there, and I can't go over there, so it's an enormous amount of fans, 15 million or so fans. They create experiences like Storm the Rainbow, where they let you participate in making experiences for people come true. I think their last one was wishing an 80-year-old a happy birthday. Oreo obviously you can see post pictures of their fans. They engage their fans. They just broke the Guinness Book of World Records for the most likes on a post within a 24-hour period. They have 16 million fans, and I believe they got 116,000 likes and about 3,500 comments on one post. So they just got no word for the Guinness Book of World Records. So they're engaging. They've created this, again, this celebrity sort of character brand. My favorite. Well, you guys might recognize the Old Spice guy. I don't necessarily like the volcano on the top of his head, but they've done a great job creating and bringing fantasy, bringing a character to life. So let's look at them a little bit more. They bring in personality into everything they do. This character, into their bio. It's consistent. It's funny, it's great. They interact, they engage, they post. They're consistent. They haven't gone away. So all those fans that they engage, they're still engaging them with the personality that they've developed and created. They're bringing the audience into a reality that they've created. They're not only posting videos for ads, they're posting videos, or they did a campaign where they'll post videos to the actual users. They're responding to individuals, they're bringing them in. So they're really engaging people in a way that hasn't been done much in the past. So what about the future? What I see is building your brand with character. And I think that's really key. As you build your brand, some way to stand out is to bring in that personality, to bring out the characters, to really build on that. Because characters, whether it be celebrity brands, whether you're the character, that's really where I see the future of social media going, at least in the short term, until everything changes again. So I leave you with a couple questions, and I guess we can start our Q&A after that. So how are you going to build your brand's character? Something for you to think about. Or are you going to build a character for your brand? So some thoughts for you to think about, maybe stimulate some discussion around the table today. So thank you everyone for putting up with my microphone issues, and Melrose for hosting. And you can find me at Office Assist on Twitter. So thank you.
Thank you again, Christina. And now I invite everyone to mingle, chat, and network. This is the part where we... Oh, questions for you. Of course, I thought, never mind. Is there any questions for Christina? All right. These portable mics are really handy. I like them.
What's the AVA award? It's not for?
What is the AVA award for?
Now you're testing me. It's an audio-visual award, so we won it for, I think, the cross-media platform or that experience, yeah. But audio-visual award is what it stands for.
Any other questions? Oh, back there.
Gonna make you run.
Yeah, that's okay. I can use the exercise.
Hey there, yeah, I was just curious. It looked like a lot of resources were needed for that campaign, and I'm curious to know if you can tell us how much that cost and actually what the return was in terms of, besides the Google headhunter, in terms of like total brand ROI.
I don't know how much details I'm allowed to divulge, but the budget was in the realm of about $250,000 for that. And then as for ROI, we didn't see as much probably traffic as we would have liked to on the book sales themselves. There's a couple of things about that. We had some distribution problems and whatnot. But what it did do was it elevated this and the company and the exposure to a new level. So what we created here is we've got some international attention. We were featured in TEDx, transmedia experience and things like that. So that kind of ROI is invaluable in my opinion. But as for the experience itself, there was some distribution and different things like that. The audience engagement was great. The stats I don't have off the top of my head, but it was a really positive experience for everybody involved in the fact that it created that elevation, and we really broke a lot of ground. The online reader that we developed, when my boss went down to San Francisco, he was invited there, and they hadn't seen anything like it. What we've done, what we've been able to accomplish. So in that respect, it was really good and groundbreaking. So.
I'm actually curious, Jeff, I'd actually talked to a year and a half ago,
Oh, yeah.
and he was saying this would be a really good idea, wanted to do it. And so it's actually really cool to see all of a sudden, oh, it happened. Is he interested in doing it again with his next book?
Yeah, he's actually researching, he's down right now at a conference in San Francisco. And I don't know how much I'm allowed to divulge about that as well, but he's definitely in there and researching his next book. And it might not take on the same form, because I think every experience needs to sort of, take on its own shape, but it's definitely going to be some sort of interaction or something like that. Yeah, so it's exciting, and it's going to be a really cool topic too, so. Yeah.
Any other questions? Comments, concerns?
So did the author pay for all of the marketing you did for it, or was it kind of you worked with the author to do this as a formal piece for the company, right?
It was actually, the author is a co-founder in a company called The Thrill, which was founded by 5 global Calgary business people. And that's who actually published the book. So Franco Media worked on behalf of Thrill to do all the sort of setup and technical expertise behind that. So yeah, watch out for Thrilled, they're coming up in the digital publishing world.
We've got one more question back here. Of course, it's going to be back there.
Hi. I was just wondering, now that you've done the project and before you start the next one, is there something that you looked at initially? Because I imagine that took quite some time to build, and technology has changed in the meantime. Is there something that you would do differently for the next project?
This is good, it gives you time to think about it. That's a good question. I think, Facebook changed everything last week, so yeah, we're going to do a lot of things different as the next project comes up. And as I said, we're not probably going to take the same approach as we did, because it's really going to be a unique experience per book or story or whatever we take on. So a lot of things will change. I think we've learned a lot. We were able to bring in a lot of experience, and learn from that experience as well. So as to what the users are used to, users now too, that will be a year ago now, have been exposed to so much more now. So at the time, we were introducing an audience that to a demographic that maybe wasn't as familiar with online digital reading at that time. And so it was a new experience for a lot of our readers. It was a very positive experience for them by the end, but there was a lot of hesitation. I don't think we're going to get that hesitation as much with the next book, because it's such in the forefront now. So I think that will be less of a barrier, which will definitely change a lot of things in how we approach it, because we don't need to sort of teach people, of that aspect. So.
Any other questions? Oh, right here. Of course.
So how did you get it started? In other words, how did you get people to know about the book, and then the readers to know about the interaction that you had available with them? How did it start?
Well, we started with the landing page. We did a lot of mail-outs to the authors list, so the author had a pre-built database, which helps a lot. Letting them know to sign up for the experience. We did some Facebook ads. We also had the Facebook page, so networking out through the networks that all of us had personally. One of the people on the project that I had working for me she's now the community manager for Age of Empires, so she had an extensive network that she was able to tap into as well. So that helped. So it was about getting the word out that way and collecting. We did email marketing. Basically, we collected their name and email and sent them emails out about the project, letting them know when the experience is starting. So we had a countdown beforehand to collect those names. And then as they signed up, they would get educated about the experience and links to the reader and whatnot. So.
Any more questions?
Do you think the success is because you're first, or is that going to be something that everybody can be successful at if they build that full multimedia kind of experience in every kind of book like that? Okay. So, do you think you were successful because you were first to do that, or do you think that many books can be successful following that same model?
I think we're seeing a lot of that now with different, especially movies and things like that. So Tron, Batman. So I think what we're seeing is the ability for these books and traditional sort of publishing mechanisms to come in and to really do something different. So, usually the movies are the ones with the big budgets and able to stimulate senses with video and all these things. Whereas now you can actually take something like a story, like a printed book, and create something else. So I think it depends, I think we're gonna have things like Old Spice popping up, and it's gonna depend on their character, their audience, their personality, and what they bring to it, more so than being the first. I think it's just gonna, how the viral nation kind of works and turns. So yeah, I don't think being first matters as much as really having the right combination.
But in your case, like you had a lot of publicity because you were first.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah. yeah, so he said we got a lot of publicity because we were first, and that definitely helps that. But, you know, doing it again, that helps us. And then, you know, other people, it's finding your way to that publicity. That's usually the challenge when you go to market something. So any way you can, you know, push something, push the boundaries to get noticed definitely helps. And that's where these personalities, these characters come in, and they've, you know, pushed the boundaries a little bit in the direction and really entertain people. So.
And that's it. All right, thank you. Thank you, Christina, again. And please stick around, network, chat. If you have any questions to Christina, please, that you didn't want to ask in an open forum, please just come up. And please enjoy the rest of your Friday and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.